Mark can figure that out later. That's kind of weird, like multi-layered there.
Yeah, it's kind of tripping me out a little bit.
It's kind of cool. Matrix. All right, 3, 2, 1, we're live. Welcome back.
You gave me no.
No, of course not. You should hear yourself if you're on.
I think so.
Okay.
I can't tell if it's.
Welcome back to FixFitness, guys. Round 2 for you.
Hey, thanks. I think it's on now.
Brittany does FixFit once and thinks that she could be the FixFit gal. And join.
That's what it's called today. FixFit guy and FixFit gal. FixFit guy and gal.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I did FixFit once and I was a rock star at it. I was so good.
Yeah, your first one ever. And you have a sticker now?
No, I forgot to grab a sticker. The whole reason I
It's
went.
not official until you get a sticker.
Actually, that's not the whole reason I went. Do you know why I went? Because Mark's son himself asked me. And I was like, I can't be rude. It's impossible to be rude to Mark's son.
I asked you 3 times recently, and you canceled all of them.
Yeah. It was because you asked me.
But Mark,
Mark said you can't be rude to Mark's son.
because he finally came in for treatment, so
Yeah.
you had to repay the favor.
Yeah.
Well, Mark's MIA today. I just got back from 2 weeks in Ireland, and Mark took off on his trip now. I don't even know where he went.
I have no
He just
idea.
took off the face of the earth. I don't know where. I don't think he goes far.
How many days? Two days?
I think he said 2 or 3 days, but he just left me high and dry. And I was like, well, good thing I was brainstorming ideas with him recently, and I said we should bring back guest hosts for weeks like this, when he just needs to fall off the face of the earth for a few days. So I was like, D, you should come back and host. Which we already brought him on for a second one, and that was just, it's a DJ episode.
Yeah.
So
Pure fire.
yeah. People liked your acupuncture episode. I got good feedback on it.
Yeah,
saying that
so
they
did
learned
I.
a lot.
Yeah, actually a few people came in because they didn't know about acupuncture, how it works or anything like that, and they watched it and they're like, oh, I guess you kind of know something. And I was like, thank you.
And now you know what lats are.
Now-
Cute.
Okay, both of my lats turned on,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no problem with my lats because I haven't been doing CrossFit for years and years and years.
This is true. I always tell Mark that I have nothing. I don't have any bad habits, at least with the workouts.
Mhm.
Like he's like, man, you've been wrecking our bodies for 6 or 7 years or whatever, and it's like it's hard to correct that. I was like, we're fresh canvas
Yeah.
to paint on.
100%, because I've only been doing weights for a couple of months. And then also, honestly, the biggest thing about the lats was when I came to you a few weeks ago and I was like, I'm doing RDLs. Why does my neck hurt? And you very lovingly, you were like, I don't know, that doesn't work your neck. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's think about it. So then you said you need to use your pecs and lats to hold the weight. And
Yeah.
since then, my neck hasn't hurt.
Yeah.
So that was like FixFit on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah, and RDL is super easy to. I try to tell Mark that all the time because I decided I was working out with a friend over the weekend and he was like, oh, I have runner's knee. And I was like, okay. And he's like, he just overuses his quad from basketball and running and now he's starting to golf. And I was just like in my head, like, I bet you anything he could just do an RDL and fix this, because he doesn't run with the right muscles on. And without a quick assessment, just showed him the RDL properly and said, hip hinge on this leg, kick back the other one. I was like, squeeze your right glute, stand on your left leg, hip hinge on your left hip. And he was like, holy crap, like his hamstrings and glutes were blowing up on it. And then he went for a run right after on the treadmill and he was like, no knee pain.
Yeah.
I was just like, you use those muscles when you run this time instead of and he was like, no knee pain. And he hadn't ran in a month. And he runs like 2 to 3 miles a day usually.
Nice. That's really good.
Really quick. But yeah, same thing. Like I saw him doing it and I was like, Jesus Christ, his upper body was not good. I just kept saying like, don't hunch over. But I was like, you can add weight. And I was like, and I'm just going to start you off with this.
Yeah, no, I stayed at 5 pounds the whole time, just 5-pound little dumbbells doing the lats and stuff yesterday. And then, so that one, lats aren't really like an issue for me, but what was really, is today my right inner hammy and my right glute are like on fire because those are the ones that don't turn on. So
Mark got him to turn on yesterday.
Yeah, because he just did like quick little pistons, 30 seconds of pistons, and then a minute of hinges, and it actually activated.
That was a big turnout yesterday. I was shocked.
Yeah, I guess
8:30 last minute, and yeah, is he gonna have to switch to mornings now? Because
I don't know. That's
that was
why.
a lot.
Yeah, that's why I went, because it was first
Really?
thing in the morning. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's nice and cool. It's overcast.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that too.
Yeah.
It's been hot at 3.
Yeah, and you just get it done and over with, and then your whole day.
Just depends on what you're doing Sunday, because if you're out running errands at like 3, it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
But first thing in the morning, you're done.
Yeah, you go and do it. Yeah, it was really good. It was other than there were some guys that came in, but when we first started, it was all women.
Oh really?
Yeah, and Hoadley.
Well.
And Mark and DJ. So mostly women, you know. Just kidding, Hoadley.
Yeah, thanks for calling me out, by the way.
You're welcome.
Just all the jet lag, just world traveling. It's so tiring.
I know. It's a good thing you didn't tell anybody that you were going to go. That was your first mistake. You shouldn't have admitted.
Who did I tell?
Jana, first of all.
I did not tell Jana.
And then you posted on Instagram.
When?
You even said, it was like a day or two before, you were like 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I was like, oh, he goes and does military time for 2 weeks, and now you know your clock. I'm very proud of you.
I'm really lost. So when we took a red eye to Dublin, and that was bad, because when we got there, if you've ever taken a red eye just to the East Coast before? I've done it twice now. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You're just like in this weird haze, and you're like, what time? Like, I don't know what's happening, because you land in New York, let's say at like 6:30 a.m., but you left here at 9 o'clock, but your body feels like it's 3:30 a.m. here.
Ugh.
So you kind of start your day, and then you take a nap in the middle of the day. It doesn't help, and then you try to go to bed early that night to hopefully not waste a day.
Yeah.
And you land there and you're excited too, so you're not trying to you're not trying to waste it. You're like, I want to go, but then your body's like weird haze. But anyway, yeah, we ran into like some guy at the bar. He had like a Texas accent. We were like, oh, hey, Americans. And he was like, I went for a run. He told me, he's like, I went for a run to see if it would help with jet lag. And he said it kind of did. And I was staying at like a flat that didn't have a gym, and Ireland's gym situation is like really bad. Like there's nothing. I didn't see any CrossFit gyms whenever I Yelped it. So I finally, and then the second place we stayed had a hotel gym, and that's when I finally got to work out, and that was like 2-3 days later.
Yeah.
And that kind of helped, but my body was like, what the hell, for the first day or two. So then I thought coming back, I thought I would have been better off coming back, because we come back at a normal time. So I don't know, like,
what do you mean a normal time?
Like a reasonable time, I guess. Okay, so we landed in LAX at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And then we had to drive back.
Yeah.
So we got back at 10 p.m. And I was like, this is good. I'm dead tired. But we started our day in Dublin at 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. there is 10 p.m. here.
Okay.
So I woke up at...
No, it's not. It's only 8 hours. So 6 a.m. there is 2 p.m. here.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're 8 hours ahead. Wait.
Yeah. Blind leading the blind here.
We should not be doing this on the podcast right now.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was 10. Yeah, because
Okay.
I had my world clock on me to always see what time it was at San Diego, because me and math.
Yeah.
And so I landed here, or I got home at like 10:30. Like just dropped my bags down. I had to shower because we were like in the airport, like in planes all day.
Yeah.
You know it's gross.
Yeah.
Showered, went to bed at like 11. Woke up, got 8-9 hours of sleep. I woke up like, wow, like I'm charged with energy. It was like 7 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna start my day, and I was like super energized. Their coffee in Ireland sucks.
Oh.
So 1 cup of coffee here, I was like zinging. I was like, let's go. I went to the driving range. I went to the workout. I went to the store. And then all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 p.m. though,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. I need to go to bed now. And then ever since then, I've not been right.
Yeah.
I woke up yesterday, 5 a.m., wide awake. And then 4 o'clock yesterday, 4 p.m., I was like, I'm dying again.
God.
And then I woke up this morning like, I don't know what's happening.
Jet lag's a bitch, man.
Yeah. I think I should be okay after today. I'm going to work out with Leslie.
Are
Are you going to come to noon? Do you want to go to noon class and work out with Leslie?
Today?
Yeah, you could use your lats with kettlebell swings and running.
For my new right hammy?
Yeah, you could come use your new right hammy.
Oh, I might be able to. We'll see.
Maybe I should take a picture with the Leslie I'll actually take a picture with Leslie and then I'll call you out.
Take the real Leslie. Well, that would make sense because then you complete it because there's a bunch of the Leslie and there's a bunch of the Dr. Cooke. So when you bring you two together, then we can just Photoshop you into all of our pictures for all the next things you guys don't come to.
Jeez.
We'll just use that.
You go one time.
One time. That was all it took. It was amazing because all they did was talk shit about you the entire time. And I was like, this is
That's
my
what
place.
Erica says they do all the time too.
Kinda.
Yeah. She's like, I just go on Sundays and they just make fun of you all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like my dream. I love it a lot. One day we'll go together, and then I get to see you and DJ go back and forth, and that's my favorite.
I love DJ.
While you were gone, DJ came in, and he said to Cassidy, "Yeah, I mean, you and Ian are basically the same person." He said, not looks-wise, but like your personality. So anyway, I have an appointment. I gotta go. Bye.
What does that mean?
No, that's what Cassidy said. And she was just sitting there like,
Because she's
Wait.
not working?
oh no.
That's my guess. She's
I
not
mean,
gonna watch this.
No, she's totally not gonna watch this.
We did put this on. I did want to make sure this went on YouTube so JP can put it on the big screen again.
Oh, my mom.
Your mom.
She was so proud of that last one. She showed my aunts who was in town. My aunt in Pennsylvania watched it. I think they showed my grandma. Like,
There you go. I was like,
I'm a
we'll
big
just skip
deal.
YouTube this week and just do audio. But I was like, JP won't listen to audio on a big screen. She
No.
needs the YouTube.
Yeah, she's got to get a recorder.
Hey, putting YouTube on the big screen, I don't think my mom could do that. She'd
Yeah,
be
that
lost.
was very
That's hard.
technologically advanced.
Yeah.
She gets a new knee and she's a new woman.
My mom was actually, she did listen to the acupuncture episode too and said she was interested.
Yeah,
Has she gone yet?
No.
Worst patient ever.
that's okay. So is my mom.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in like 2 months.
Treating family.
Treating family is the worst, and friends.
I'll never forget, if any of my friends listen to this from Chiro school, we had a guy, he wrote a book called, well, I shouldn't say it because then you can Google it. Almost called him out.
That was a really good catch.
Not ready to call that guy out yet. But he was like, I charge my family full price. Do never. And I was like, your mom that gave you birth? Like, she gave birth
to you.
She gave birth to you? And
Do you know how much money she spent on you, bro? She spent a lot of money on you.
his whole family's the worst. But his voice always goes in my head. I'm like, I would say family and friends. Like close friends that you're like your best friends are probably the worst patients. I was like, my friend threatens me. He's not gonna listen to this. I could call him out.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I have another question actually. When I golf swing, my back hurts. Do you know anything about that? I'm like, no, man.
No, that's
Just-
crazy.
We just go on this podcast and do nothing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, we are doing nothing.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, how was 2 weeks without me? How was acupuncture without Chiro in your life?
Okay, so I will be fully honest since there's a camera. Some patients did notice a difference. They felt a little bit, not less relief, but not as long lasting relief without, because there are so many patients who will see you and me at the same time.
Oh, right.
And if they split it up, if they lose one and they don't get it later in the week, like some days we just can't make it work at the same time, so they'll come see me Tuesday,
Yeah.
see you Thursday. So they did notice a little bit of a difference, just how long the relief lasted.
Right.
For the ones who like really, I can't work on their joints, I can't work on the
Yeah.
things that only Chiro can do. So we noticed that. It was.
It's worse for me when I have patients that see both.
Yeah.
Or get a massage and an adjustment. It was worse when I did physical therapy and Chiro together. They'd be like, oh, it's 10 minutes instead of an hour or 45 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just time-wise in their head, they're like, I just left, but I'm usually there an hour and a half or something, and
And then they feel gypped. And
they
they're
feel
like,
gypped. I'm like, hey, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to leave this place.
So that was kind of hard. Not hard, but there are a couple of patients who messaged me, especially when I posted about you singing, and they're like,
Oh, God.
he
They
needs
miss
to
me.
come back. Yeah.
Aw.
They're like, my back hurts so much, and I was like,
Then there's,
I'm still
I
working.
swear, there will be other patients, though, that are just like, I needed you last week.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I know, but I needed a vacation. And like, no, but I needed you. And it's just like, cool. I guess I'll just work here 7 days a week for you.
Yeah. Never take a day off.
That's the point of this podcast and the point of adding FixFit in my practice has just been like, take care of yourself. Jesus, to be self-reliant on somebody that much, it's like, but that's healthcare, right? Like they want to be cared for like
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I think the only ones who really have that negative attitude are the ones that are like, it's your responsibility to fix everything.
Yeah.
But our patients who are like, they understand they have to do the homework when they get out of here. They understand they have to take care of half of their stuff.
Yeah.
They just feel.
Well, you know what was nice was I took a different approach before I left. I don't know if I got to talk to you about this because I was slammed before leaving.
Yeah.
If I had a newer patient starting or someone with like something really debilitating, I'd be like, you know, urgent care is always an option. Like, don't call 911 or me. Go to like urgent care and they could, you know, it's semi-urgent, right? Usually when you go there. And I'm like, don't hesitate to go there and get a muscle relaxer if you're blowing up your back. I was like, I have a friend 20 minutes from here that you can go see. Gave her number out to 2 people. I texted her. She's like, no one called. I'm like, of course not.
They just want to know that they have that
right.
option.
Yeah,
then the pain levels go down.
Same thing. I'm like, in my own office, you can see Brittany. You can see a couple of massage therapists. Like, whatever you want for pain relief, right? And they're just like, maybe, you know, I'll wait. But I took a different approach. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday before I left, I was like, especially with a new patient on Saturday, I had quite a bit. I told them, follow up with me in 2 weeks. And I, you know, usually I think I would have said, you know, typically I want you to respond, I want you to follow up with me in 2 days and we can see what this treatment did to you. But I didn't even want to put that in their head that that's usually what I do. Because then in 2 days when they're feeling a little sore, I don't want them to go, oh my God, but I can't respond I can't talk to them yet. So I just went, you know, we did a light treatment today, you'll be sore for 2 days, follow up with me in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And 100%. I mean, we'll see what the follow-up is if they actually show up this week. But 100% of them booked and went like, okay. And I told our friend Desmarais, I was like, I'm gonna tell them, you know, like it's no big deal. Come back in 2 weeks. Show me that you want. You know, here's some active exercises. Show me you're gonna do them, and follow up in 2 weeks and see.
Because I mean, that's not any different than whenever we get a new patient and I'm like, I would love to see you next week, but I'm booked, so I'll have to see you in about a week and a half. Or a massage, sometimes they're like, yeah, you can't come back for 3 weeks.
A month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and you want this day and time, I'll come back in a month.
Yeah.
Show me that you want it. And I was like, I like that. I'll see what the retention is after, and you know, but just it's weird with chiro. Most studies are like, you know, just like physical therapy, you know, 4 to 6 week session, 4 to 6 weeks timetables, 12 sessions. So those have to be done pretty frequently, you know. So I still want to see people after 2-3 days, but I'm always preaching that active care. But you know, if somebody's like, you know, I'm pretty busy this week, I'll just be like, you know what, fine, give it a week. I don't care. Just show me that you're going to do something for yourself in between. Yeah. I think I'm going to take that approach more going forward instead of like trying to, you know, just hand holding people. It's just got to change. It's just getting too much.
Well, all the patients that I came across, they were just excited. They weren't like mad about it that you were going. They were excited for you.
Yeah,
they love to watch it on IG too.
I know. I was hearing that too. There was a couple days where I was like, man, I'm tired of. If I was following this, I'd be like, oh my God, we did it. You're in fucking Dublin. We got it. But I was getting like, oh, I'm really enjoying following it and stuff, which is cool. Yeah. I think also I was going to tell Mark yesterday, a good turnout. He posted about it the day before, and then he made videos that morning. And got a good turnout. I think that's kind of what people want to do. They want to be a part of the journey, you know, rather than just signing up for this program or whatever. So. And
there were 3 new people. Me, somebody's sister, and then a whole new member. So there were 3 new people.
I saw that. It's really awesome.
It was a really good FixFit. It was nice and easy for the ones who went out the night before.
Yeah.
And then for the new people, it was really informational. And he does a good job of like, okay, so you're not going to be doing CrossFit. You're not going to be lifting heavy. This is for whenever you need to lift your kid, or whenever you need to lift when Ian needs to his luggage. DJ was like, yeah, he didn't do that. Marie did it for him. Oh. I was like, oh God, I love it here. And then DJ was like,
please, I checked my bags. Idiot.
See, you a royal ass bitch. You stayed in one castle.
I'm on vacation.
And then DJ was like, or lifting, you know, bags of needles. And I was like, thank you for relating it to us.
He's so dumb. There's no needles in bags. You get stabbed. They're in boxes.
Oh, God, you're smart. Look at you.
Smarter than DJ.
I will.
We should have brought him on. Us 3.
Oh my God, us 3. No, because it would just be you ping-ponging and me like, this is great, this is great, this is great, this is great.
We can do that. What did you, I don't think DJ or Mark would mind you talking about them. So what did you work on with them when you saw them recently? DJ's got his. We'll start with DJ. He has a half marathon coming, right?
He has a half marathon, but
Sunday. This coming Sunday.
Yeah, it's the last one for the Triple Crown.
Yeah. And he asked me. He's like, what I was talking about? I was telling him something. I think we were talking about how travel was wrecking me, and he was like, "Is that bad for your body? As bad as running 13.1 miles when you weigh 225 pounds?" I was like, "It's even worse than that."
Yeah, it's
so duly noted.
terrible. He's not going to stop running though. He likes it too much. No, what he was having was he did a bunch of I think it was deadlifts, double unders. I forget. They did a bunch, and
see, if you went more, you would know. So you would know the movements.
So his elbow was hurting.
Mm-hmm. Inside elbow.
Inside elbow.
For those listening. And then back ankle on the bone. We call that the Achilles.
Yeah, but it wasn't it was kind of the Achilles that was hurting, but it was like more of the
insertion.
heel. Yeah.
Of the Achilles on the calcaneus. Whatever.
Okay, somebody takes 2 weeks off, has 4 cups of coffee.
Someone got smarter while they were gone.
Alright,
Write a good business book.
Someone had to run a whole clinic while you were gone. I'm a little tired, I'm sorry.
Not from what I saw. Looked like a lot of slacking off.
Oh my god, one singing video, which, by the way, I had a patient who canceled 10 minutes before her appointment, and I got another rock star patient in 15 minutes later. That's what I was waiting for. So, bounce. Anyhoozle, DJ. So
yes.
It was, he did a bunch of working out, something, and so that was hurting. It was like...
I hope he's listening.
He's going to be shaking his head.
Yes.
Just like that. It was kind of like right on the bone where the pain was happening. So I treated him.
He saw Melissa. He
felt a lot better after acupuncture, continued to feel better after massage, and then the next week it was like almost completely gone. And then he had to drive a whole bunch.
The drive. That's what we were talking about.
He was messed up. He shouldn't have seen Melissa when he came back from the drive. He could barely get any pressure. He flew
to Tacoma and drove back down.
Yeah.
And moved stuff.
300 miles or something like that.
Because I told him I had 17 hours of flying.
Oh, and he was like, I had 30
hours of sitting.
You were like,
something like that.
Did you fly the plane?
No.
That was all yesterday. I was just talking shit about you.
Did I fly the plane? That was his thing? God damn it. Seriously, woke up 6 a.m. Dublin time. Walked to the bus stop, which is a half mile with all the luggage, to get on a bus.
It's a good thing you lift heavy.
Oh my god. Okay, I've been saving this. I'm going to ruin it. Sorry, Mark. I told him I really want to tell the story. This was actually at the New York airport when a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, I guess.
Oh, the Rhode Island trip?
The Rhode Island trip that I did. We're at JFK, and I have all this luggage, and we're standing in line for the elevator. I hate elevators. You know this.
They're the worst.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, shit. And, the escalator was broken. So I'm looking at the escalator. I'm like, they're just steps.
You just
when the
go
escalator
up
breaks, they're just steps now. But I was like, all right, I guess we'll wait for this elevator. The elevator comes up, and it doesn't open.
Nope.
And it's packed.
No.
And there's this guy in the front who looks like Amish, and he's like panicking, hitting the button. I was like, I looked at Marie and I was like, I FixFit for a reason. Give me all these bags. I got it. And and she was like, no, this is too much. I had like 2 carry-on bags and my backpack on. I was like, I trained for this. I don't care. I don't care if I had to go 3 flights of stairs right now. And I, talking shit like that. I get up there, turn to the right, there's another flight of stairs. And I was like, I don't care.
No.
I train all my life for this moment.
This is my
The panic in that guy's face, I can see it right now. I was like, that would be, no. And it was a clear,
sweaty just listening to
it. It was a clear elevator too. Those usually help you feel a little bit better. But his panic, it was too many people in there with luggage, and it was probably hot, and it was humid in New York. I was like, oh man, I trained for this shit. Get me out of here.
It was your moment.
It was my moment to shine. I think Ireland was worse because we had the big luggage to carry around.
Yeah.
And I think, usually people listening that have gone to Europe, that you're supposed to backpack with out of like 1 bag.
Yeah.
We took way too big of a bag.
Yeah.
Just because it's more bougie.
Yeah. Bougie ass, royal ass bitch.
Who's gonna pack my hairdryer?
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding.
Thank God.
Those places have hair dryers. Not good ones. But.
There it is.
But anyway, I had to do a lot of FixFitting, a lot of walking, a lot of flexing the glutes, breathing out, firing obliques while walking. It helped. It really helped loosen up your lower back. But yeah, I went to that bus, took 3 hours at that airport. Their customs is ridiculous. Flew 7 hours to Philly, waited 2 hours at that airport, flew 4.5 hours to LAX, and then drove home 2 hours. Yeah.
This is why you have to do 2 weeks in Europe, because like a whole day or two is just to traveling.
We did 10 days total, and I think it was plenty. There was a couple days the first week, I forgot what day it was. Here, back home. I was like, what time is it back home? Oh, like I've been here a week now. I still got a week to go. It's like, it's weird. I don't think.
Minus 12.
10 days was perfect, I think.
Okay. That's not bad. You guys saw a lot.
And we just did that country. Yeah. For other people, like, I think I learned too, when we were at the Blarney Castle, that's another good story.
The Blarney Stone. What was that? You looked like a majestic, beautiful mermaid trying to kiss a wall.
God, okay. So, the Blarney Castle in Kilkenny, Ireland, it's a big tourist trap. So, like, as soon as we get there, our bus driver was like, hey, we're going to go there first. Like, we had a bunch of stops on this bus, which I recommend. That was great. We got on tour buses, which, I mean, they don't go, like, sightseeing with it, but they're like, we're going to these 3 destinations, and it's just nice to have, like, I'm not renting a car out there.
Transportation, yeah.
Yeah, and tiny-ass roads, and yeah, it's transportation, and he also gives you, like, some heads up, and he's like, we're going straight to that castle, because the cruise liner is going to stop and take people there, and he's like, it gets nuts when you get there. And he's like, when we get there, go straight to the castle, too. So I'm like, see, if, like, you rent a car, he wouldn't know any of that information. And, yeah, the cruise liner brought just hundreds of people on top of it. And I was like, I mean, you go to they stop, take you to the castle, and then you go back on the cruise? Like, do you really, you just check off that you went to Ireland and did something touristy, right? So I was like, I don't know. Personally, I don't like it.
Cruises are a good way to figure out if you're gonna like a place. Mm-hmm. It's an expensive way, but
it actually does make sense.
You go and then you do like this one little touristy thing, and then you go back on the boat, so you can see a lot. It's good if like you're not a serious. I don't want to say not serious traveler, but like
serious travelers listening right now, or like you guys are idiots.
Yeah,
but yeah, go ahead.
But it's good to like get a little taste of Ireland.
So you do cruises?
No, I did one cruise.
Oh, okay.
I'll never do it again.
You'll never do it again. I'm not sold. I don't think I want to do it.
Don't do it. There are so many people.
There's limited alcohol? What is that?
No, that's not true. Not on my cruise.
Well, you drink a lot, but okay.
No, I don't drink. Everybody else around me was drunk. It was great on the second day because it was a cruise to Mexico. Everybody, all these white people, just red lobsters because they would drink and fall asleep by the pool.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then your whole vacation is ruined because you can't go outside again because you're sunburned. But there's tons of people, and then you're like cattled here, and then you're on a boat. The coolest part of that whole cruise was just sitting on the side of the boat with nobody around watching the waves.
Cool FixFit talk right now.
This whole podcast is going to be like, find out about Dr. Cooke's trip, and all your patients are going to be like,
I just want to hear about well, you said they wanted to follow. The Blarney Castle, I did get messages like, I don't get it. I thought everybody knew what that was, because...
We've heard of Blarney Stone, but why were you on your back, like, arch, trying...
Let's go over this.
What is this?
And I blame Cassidy for this, because Cassidy's like, it's a tourist trap, don't kiss it. It's gross to kiss, right, this stone or whatever. She had no idea what she was talking about. Okay, because I want to ask her now, like, did you actually climb to the top and see where the stone is?
No.
Because there's nobody doing it, and I am questioning what the freaking percentage of people that actually do this, okay? Like, are you claustrophobic?
Yes,
I knew
very
you had
claustrophobic.
Anybody, with anxiety and tightness, it's not going to help.
Yeah.
Heights?
If it's like a cliff and I can fall easily, bad. If
we're talking a very narrow, tiny thing at the top.
I'm already sweating.
Of this castle. I was going to say you were sweating earlier. Get ready for this story. So the guy tells us, book it straight to the castle. The cruise liner is coming. And like, I literally, as I'm walking in, see the cruise liner giant gray bus pull up. And I'm like, come on, let's go. Oh, God. I'm scared of heights and I'm claustrophobic. So I don't know. I don't know why I signed up for this. No one freaking warned me. So this is a fair warning to anybody now. It's this beautiful castle, so you're taking all these pictures, and you're like, oh, awesome. And then you're like, okay, Blarney Stone, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna walk up and kiss this thing. And everyone's like, I thought the thing is like, we are gonna kiss it, or we're not gonna kiss it because of the germs. It's because of the challenge to actually do it.
Oh, where did they put? Is it not?
It's at the top of the fucking castle.
Okay, I get that, but why were you on your back?
Okay.
Mermaiding.
So you're like, I walk in, I took a picture of the stone, saying like this way.
Mm-hmm.
That was pointing right to these stairs, like the actual stairs of the castle, like stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like reading it as we're going up, and it's like the stairs get narrower on the way up to the top because like this castle is for battle.
Mm-hmm.
So at the top, those guys are all defending the castle or whatever. They get tinier, so the guys get crammed with their armor on, and then they can just like go kill them on
like
the stairwell.
Like a human barricade with weapons. Good.
So I'm walking up that with luck. Did I have my backpack on? I think I started carrying my backpack in the front of me.
Yeah.
FixFit, here we go.
There you go.
Sandbag.
Packs and laps.
I put it right in front of me because I was like, behind me just felt like, I don't know, it's gonna get stuck on something.
I can see you getting stuck in
It's a spiral staircase all the way up to the top.
Oh, God.
And it gets narrower. And you have a line in front of you. You have a line behind you. So as soon as you're in, you're committed, right? Like, I'm halfway through going like, if I wanted to turn around right now, I can't. Okay? The girl in front of me was large.
Oh, God.
And wearing her backpack on the back. At one point, she got stuck.
No.
I swear. Really, like, pretty close to the top where I'm like, we're almost there. I think I see light. Because it's getting, like, tight.
Holy crap.
She gets stuck and squeezes through. And I'm like, what are we doing right now? And then Marie's very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And she's gotten stuck in like a playground gym when she was little, you know? And she's like, I was always that kid, like, breathing out of those things at the top, like, oh, I'm stuck up here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So she gets flashbacks of that. She's been traumatized, obviously, since. So I look back at her, and I'm like, you okay? She's kind of ghostly white. And I'm like, I can see, and like, that kind of helps, though. I'm like, hey, we're good. I see light. Hey, here's a window. Do you need to breathe out? You know? And she's like, she's freaking out way more. She subtly holds it in. I'm kind of laughing at it. Like, this girl's stuck in front of me. This is the dumbest situation I've ever put myself in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been in.
Different country in a tunnel with
You finally get to the top, and it's just a circle pathway with a rail.
Mm-hmm.
So down the middle is straight to the bottom.
Oh my God.
And on the side is straight to the ground. So you're just on this circular thing. It starts raining, and it's windy.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, I'm holding on to both sides, and I'm like, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I see people on their back arching down to kiss the stone. That's how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You have to go on your back and arch
So
backwards
painful.
to kiss the stone.
And that's so you're over a rail, arching back in the rain.
You're flat on your back in the rain.
This
kissing the
is.
stone. So there's two guys there, right? One guy's taking your picture.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy's sitting on the ledge, holding the person. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad. I mean, I see like old people doing it. I see some
Yeah.
kids trying it. I see one tall guy get up and like wipe his mouth like that was gross.
Oh.
And I go, okay, that guy definitely kissed it. But other people, I'm like, I don't think they're doing it. I think they're just like getting close and leaving, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting closer, and I'm like, okay, I see people on the left side of that stone because we're going, what's clockwise? Left.
Clockwise is right.
Wait, which way are you going?
Clockwise, you go to the right.
Okay, it's we're walking counterclockwise towards the stone.
It's okay, you're still in Ireland time, you're fine.
In Ireland, it goes
It
counterclockwise.
goes the other way. Like Australia, it's fine.
Toilet water spins the other way. Anyway, we're going counterclockwise towards the stone. So on the left of it, people are standing on the ledge taking pictures. But on the right, I see a sign as I'm getting closer to the stone that says, "Don't stand on this ledge." And I look, and there's like a gap in between the ledge and the wall, and just a hole going straight down.
Nope.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting kind of like tighter and scary. We get closer to the stone, there's the same gap, right?
I saw a gap in your picture.
Right. And then some guy I see standing in it, holding the people. So I'm like, oh, there's ground there. No, there are 3 iron bars, and he's standing on the iron bars,
Oh my God.
holding people.
The cojones on that guy.
And I'm like, this is your job?
Holding strangers so they can kiss a wall.
Yes. like old people helping them up and down, and I'm like, what is happening? And like you see people walking up to it going, nah, I'm good, like thanks, just wanted to see the stone. And I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then I get closer and I'm like, seriously, I don't notice the gap in the iron bars and that he's standing on it till I'm the next one. So he's like, okay, you're up. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, where do I put my bag? He's like, set it right here. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, get on your back. And I'm like, okay. So I get on my back, and he's death gripping me at first as I'm like sliding back, and I start arching, and I just see the ground, and then he goes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like right here, and I start trying to kiss the rocks, and he's all, no, all the way down. So you have to arch your body all the way down and kiss the bottom.
I mean, that's like the worst. Who designed this?
And I was like, no, I'm good. Take the picture. And he helps me up, and then I'm like, what did I do that for?
Yeah.
Why in the world? And then I was like, I got close, and I was like, if you're tall, you would just like reach back in.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to know the success rate. And they had a spray cleaner. If you're really a germaphobe, you could just spray clean it.
Good. Clean off all the bad junk.
But I got up, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not an adventurous person. This was the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
No one warned me.
No. You don't get a warning. You just go and do it, and you just have a stranger hold you while you.
And then you get to the bottom, it's like, and I was like, I didn't sign a waiver. And you
No.
see it though, and it's like, you enter at your own risk and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm in another country.
It's not America. There are no waivers here. Just iron bars and strangers mermaiding.
My life was in that guy's hands. And I was much larger than him.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I was like, this guy with the camera's about my size, but he's not dropping it to pick me up. Oh, dude. I was talking to DJ about it. He was like, those bars would have caught you. I'm like, I don't. Just stuck in them though? Like, who's going to lift me out of there?
Oh, God.
Yeah. That was the dumbest thing. I was like, Cassie did not describe any of this to me. I don't know if she got to the top and...
Yeah, probably not. She would have told you about that. Or it just didn't scare her. I don't think she's claustrophobic.
Oh, then the heights?
No, thank you.
But luckily I sandbag carried all the way up.
There you go.
Down the nose.
And then you do your
There's my
kickback, so if you had to kick that girl through the tunnel, you could have...
Butter up.
Yeah. You
push
do
her through.
sleds, so you
Oh,
could have pushed her. Yeah.
Terry's peck, just push her, squeeze her through.
And then walk straight. I did sleds yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. With a 25-pound wheel. What are those? Wait. I do FixFit. Called it a wheel. Okay, so anyway, the blind stone, so crazy, right?
Oh, man. That was bad.
That was really bad. It's okay.
What did you work on with Mark then? When he came in for treatment, is his calf still hurting?
Yeah. So he had this really similar ankle thing as DJ.
Yeah, why is everyone's calves hurting? He's not.
I have no idea.
Mm-mm.
It was definitely soleus and so soleus the inner calf, and then medial gastroc also inner calf.
Yeah.
Those jumped on him a lot. So it was both their ankles, and then Mark, his knee, which is weird.
It's always his knee.
Well, it was weird because he's been doing so much for the knees. Like he said, it was low back. They almost totally eradicated at the box. But his knees are opposite. So one VMO works, and then the other VMO doesn't work, and then one quad works, and the other quad doesn't work.
So you needled these.
Yeah.
Two.
So I needled them, activated them, did some moxa for the swelling and stuff like that. But he was doing okay on his own. It was getting a little bit better, but just needed to kind of speed up. So I saw him for the knee, saw DJ, knee and ankle, saw DJ for ankle and elbow. Yeah, those are the only CrossFitters that I'm really seeing right now from CrossFit Sun. Everybody else is really doing really well. Even me, my knee. So remember when we first signed up for Hot Chocolate, I just started running. Like I did not work out at all, and I was like, I am too competitive. I got to keep up with Ian. I'm running. Yeah, blew out my knee.
Oh.
So
blew it out.
For the listeners at home, I blew out my knee. It hurt really bad.
Oh.
Couldn't run for like 2 weeks. So I took a month off and kind of went back to it, but I was really scared about my knee. And then this time, actually doing weights. So now I'm running, and no problems with my knee. There's like a twinge every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because I do still have bad knees, you know. I know you love it when we say that. But it makes a difference. I mean, who would have thought?
Bad knees and weak wrists. Those are my favorite complaints.
I say I have both of those things.
It's so funny. I think people are so intimidated to weight train, and it's like they just think, oh, what's a Mark could probably attest to it when they say like, I don't want to CrossFit. I don't want to get all buff like those girls. It's like, okay. Yeah, because if you start lifting weights, that's exactly what you're gonna look like.
Yeah, just straight to it.
Straight upper traps and
yeah,
strong pecs and big quads. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, not even close. I mean, I don't do CrossFit. I do movements that are similar to CrossFit, just not in the CrossFit manner. But I have
just weight training in general. You have to do some kind of resistance. I wanted to run something past you.
Yeah.
I was talking to a wrestler who just told me that his squat sucks. My other friend texted me the other day and says he tweaked his lower back squatting. I'm working on my back squat with Mark. Yeah. I'm wondering if, I mean, you've treated a ton of wrestlers now, like collegiate style wrestlers. Tight hips, right? Like just really, really strong psoas and quad.
Yeah. And then glutes are out of this world on the ones that I'm treating.
Like strong?
Yeah.
I mean, that explains my cakes.
Okay.
But.
And hammies.
And then they have weak bench. So no pec, no weak hammies, right? You just said?
Glutes are really strong.
But the hammies are weak.
Hammies are weak.
That makes sense.
Low back, a lot of them haven't really had any.
They have strong lower backs.
Yeah, their backs are totally
right.
Fine. Even
so
the Greco.
That kid, this person can deadlift well over 500 pounds.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you him later. And then my best friend Mike, we wrestled in high school. This is muscle memory that we have. And he's just like, yeah, I could, rep out like 345 like 3 times. I'm like, what? Like he's like weighs like 165 or something, 170.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yeah, you rep out like 345 like 3. I'm like, no, he's not like powerlifting training, following a program. Like he just does that. But he's like, my back squat sucks, my bench sucks. And I was like, I think all of these wrestlers have the same thing. But I'm thinking, I told him I'm going to sample this out. I want to go over how to open up the hips more.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's really tight psoas. So what's weird though is that I could front squat without my hips hurting, but back squat, my right hip will pinch. Like I get a pinching in my TFL. So I'm wondering what the hell that is.
Yeah, it might be
at the bottom of it. And my depth is a huge issue. And that's what this kid was telling me, like, I'm worried about depth. Oh, and I just had a patient compete in powerlifting, and he was like, the number one thing he was scared of was depth on the squat, because you won't get 3 white lights if you don't get below parallel. And then like you struggle to get below parallel, and they see that little hitch, they'll red light you and not count the rep. And he played football and wrestled.
Interesting. So are you saying the wrestlers, you guys have problems with the low back with the squats?
I think we have problems with the hips.
Yeah.
And I think the front of the hip, right? Because the glute attaches to the back of the hip. Those are strong, and we deadlift strong with those. Mm-hmm. That guy that just competed, deadlift was his easiest lift.
Yeah. Interesting.
So strong quad, strong glute.
Yeah.
But the hip flexor is a problem.
Well, I mean, hip flexor is a problem, like
on everybody though, yeah. Right? So it's hard to just chalk that up. I mean, Mark will probably say, like lower abs are an issue and stuff, but I don't know. I want to figure out
TFL though.
I think it's my TFL pinching because it's not an actual. It feels like muscle after.
It'd be interesting to.
I'm gonna have him assess me. Mark said at the bottom of my squat to drive in with my inner, my big toe, get the inner hammy to fire more.
Yeah.
It would take away the pinch, but my depth is still trash.
Yeah.
So, and my buddy Mike just told me too that his depth sucks. Like getting below parallel is an issue. And I told him I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna roll out my TFL.
Okay.
I'm gonna do hip RDL into airplane. So that's from I don't know if I've shown you that. Okay, so you got the RDL, right? And you get to about parallel. This is from the muscle doc. And then he will hip airplane away from it. So it makes your outer like glute med have to fire, otherwise you'll tip over. So it stabilizes your hip and your SI joint.
Ooh.
It feels great. As soon as you do it, like if I just got up right now and just did some air squats,
yeah,
I might feel the pinch, or I might just feel tight. If I do 10 RDLs on both sides and 10 hip airplanes on both sides without mobilizing, no nothing, I can immediately, there's no more pinch, there's no tightness, you can get a little bit lower.
Nice.
So I was thinking about doing that like 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Because it's just body weight.
Will you show me? I'm going. We're all going on Wednesday. Will you show me the airplane thing? Because
Who's we all are?
Well, definitely the ones who showed up on Sunday. So me, and then Mariah. She's like,
oh,
I wrote it down in my planner, so
Oh,
I'm definitely
okay.
going. It's like
Okay.
once it's in the planner.
Mm-hmm.
But because whenever I do like a Bulgarian squit. Oh my god.
Squeak.
Squit. Well, now I'm calling it squit forever. When I'm doing the
Bulgarian
Bulgarian split squat, thank you. My left leg, like just clean up and down, beautiful. My right leg, I can feel like I have to.
I'll show you the hip airplane then, and then I would take those out and do lunges instead.
I see lunges I suck at too. I find that I'm pushing through my calf.
I think the Bulgarian split squat, just like the hip thrust, which if you listen to our sciatica podcast, Mark was like, I'm so sick of the hip thrust with a barbell, and it just doesn't translate to actual life. Like if you see anybody barbell thrusting at the gym, like their back is on a bench, they have a barbell on their hip, and they're just squeezing their butt and bringing it up. Mark thinks that they're not engaging glutes enough, so their lower back hyperextends. I think even worse, if you look at their feet and hips, they point out like a duck, and I'm like, your hip flexors are just doing a lot of that.
Yikes! Yeah.
Yeah, extension.
Yeah, if you have the wrong posture.
Right. I mean, they'll get a false sense of their glutes firing, but their glute max isn't going to fire as much unless you're standing.
Yeah.
So that's why nobody can lunge, but everybody can do a Bulgarian split squat.
Oh, see, mine are equally, on the right leg, mine are equally shit.
I think the lunge is more challenging.
It's
and
hard.
I think that if you read up, you should start following Muscle Doc or look at his Jordan Shallow's YouTube stuff. He does RDL, hip airplane, walking lunge as his warm-up for any kind of day, any leg day, any kind of squat pattern.
As his warm-up, that is my leg day.
Yeah, I know.
Shit.
He deadlift quite a bit, but if you look at him, you'll know.
I stopped doing the hip thrusters, or the hip thrust, because it's uncomfortable.
Pumping the air?
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. And then one guy, like, he came on the bench next to me, and his kid was there, like a 15-year-old son, and I was like, couldn't have gone on the other side, so it's just uncomfortable. So I started doing the incline bench, and I just hold the weight up top. So you're trying so hard not to laugh at me.
I'm not laughing.
Working out.
I'm more like disappointed, but
why disappointed?
Because you have a gym that's right down the street that shows you how to do proper movement.
I know. I just went, and he showed me what I didn't know was the pushing through the ball of my foot.
Yeah.
That's what turned on my right hammy because I've been doing my heels because I thought that was proper.
Yeah.
It's not.
I still think that with the hip pinch, like I think that will fix my squat in terms of power and not blowing up my low back or something, or taking away the hip pinch, but I still think the hip mobility needs to come before I can actually,
Yeah, because
I
your
want
hips
depth.
are really tight.
Super tight. And it's weird because my lower back doesn't hurt. That's what's always confused me with wrestling. Like no wrestler ever comes in and says my lower back hurts. Maybe an SI joint, but it's always shoulders and neck, right?
Yeah, shoulders and neck for sure. Like rhomboids.
Yep.
I had a few lats.
They don't have lats.
Yeah, never mind. When lat, he got slammed and it hurt over his lat.
Actually, they have really strong lats, but they don't. There's a lot of pulling.
The Greco-Roman wrestler, his lats though.
But he had the strongest lumbar erectors I've ever seen.
Yeah, I could barely even get a needle in them.
Yeah.
Those were thick.
Filet mignons. 2 little flip. Oh,
Good,
can
so this is how
can
we talk about our patients. Now they see the real behind the scenes of how we talk about you guys.
This is case management 101. Let's
Oh,
talk about
no.
disc bulge guy.
Disc bulge guy.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, absolutely. Our possible almost cauda equina disc bulge guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't throw around big words.
Calcaneus.
Did you bring your case management thing for us?
Sure didn't.
It's all in your brain, I hope. Okay. So patient X, you presented to your class. How did that go? Tell us. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so it's a advanced integrative diagnostics class, so you have to bring
Can you just use the acronym next time?
AID. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, it's an AIDS class.
That would make more sense.
Does not make more sense.
Okay.
So we're going over imaging and stuff, and everybody, you have to bring in like a really tough case, and he wasn't a tough
Did
case.
you beat everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's not. Yeah, he's not a tough case, but
No.
when you explain it all, it's like,
Yeah.
how did you guys do this?
So I was like, okay.
Patient X, sorry.
Patient X comes
Not
in,
he or
complains of
She.
they. It's 2019.
Yep.
Come on, Cooke. They come in and they just have low back pain with some sciatica, and I'm like, cut and dry. You're fine. You're in your 30s, 40s. You're fine.
They are in their 40s, very active.
And it happened during golf. And to me, I was like, it's golf. You're fine. So no other real symptoms, just some sciatica. And
it wasn't lower back pain as much as it was just stiffness.
Yeah.
Lower back was stiff on like
yeah.
full flexion. Like if they reached down and tie their shoes, they would feel really stiff around their SI joints.
Yeah.
Like,
but the sciatica was the number one.
sciatica was number one.
Yeah. And it was the true sciatica path down the leg and everything.
Oh, you listened last week?
No.
Okay, good.
Went to school.
Okay.
Please.
The sciatica episode last week, but okay.
Yeah, I listened to it. So anyway, nobody was worried about him, and them, and they said, I want to go get imaging. And we were like, I mean, sure. If you want to get imaging into your body, you have the right to know what's going on inside. And comes back, it was like the biggest disc bulge we have either seen in our career. And he was like millimeters away from cauda equina.
I asked them, did anybody talk to you about bowel or bladder issues?
Yeah.
And they were like, no. No. And I was like, okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, millimeters away.
Like, do you how are your legs doing other than the sciatica? Do you have any, like, are you losing anything? So cauda equina is whenever the bottom of the spinal cord is like basically pinched off and there's an impingement, and then you can pee yourself, you can poop yourself.
I told them, if you lose your bowel or bladder on the golf course,
Emergency room.
picking up your kid, walk, that's 911.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And
nobody had any, like, even his primary didn't tell him, because it was just such a typical.
But that's the way
case.
that they presented, though, right? Like, can you just look at this? And I mean, to their defense, they didn't have the image yet to know that.
No, they didn't know.
And
Nobody.
they didn't have their follow-up appointment yet.
Yeah. So I'm presenting this case, and I could tell everyone's bored. They're like, it's low back pain. Why are you bringing this forward as a
Then you
difficult
showed
case?
the MRI?
I showed the MRI, and I was like, my patient, he almost had cauda equina, and everybody was like, holy shit. So that was my difficult case of like, even though it seems like every other sciatica that you treat, we could do this in our sleep.
Yep.
Even though it seems like that, you need to like pay attention. But there's nothing even to pay attention to. We missed nothing.
No, yeah, I think
There
we
was
did.
nothing missed. There was nothing he kept from us.
No.
He just didn't present as somebody.
They didn't
millimeters
get
away.
worse. Usually, something like that will just get worse. We would get bouts of relief, bouts of nothing, and then sciatica. Bouts of
And
relief,
he was doing yoga, and he was like, it's way better after yoga. Feels pretty good about meditation. And they were so spiritual about it. Like, I just need to not be so hard on myself. I need to not hold stress. And I'm like,
let me just get some MRI, make sure I'm not crazy. And I was like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we're
that's
like,
fine.
fine. That's
Yeah,
cool.
why not? Why? It's been long enough.
Yeah.
And then it comes back, which is, let's just say, for those that don't know, a disc bulge of 0.5 to 1 millimeter could be a causation of a lot of pain for some people. But I told them when you got the MRI, I was like, people walk around with a 0.5 and a 1 and they don't even know.
Yeah.
And they have zero pain. They could have a 0.3 and they have 9 out of 10 pain, and it's the end of their life feeling, right?
Yeah. Depends what it's hitting.
I was like, this one was like 9.
Yeah.
no joke, 9, 10, and like 11
Yeah.
circumferential, and I was like, this thing's a tumor.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
At
like one of the worst spots.
Yeah.
Too.
And I just said, surgery's your last option usually. This is where it becomes you have to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's too far gone. And it's a testament. I told them it's a testament to having a strong core, because they were working on their core with a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Yoga, you just said, made it feel better. Like, those are all testament. Conservative treatment, chiro, acupuncture, and I wasn't adjusting the disc bulge to make it feel better.
Yeah.
Mobilizing SI joint, digging out the glutes, telling them fire your glutes on these kickbacks. Lay on your back and just breathe with your obliques for a oblique opener, and think about your obliques while you're walking. Think about your obliques while you're golfing, and
if he hadn't been in shape and taking care of his body, that would have probably been a life ruiner.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you write a paper on this one, because it's just like...
I did.
Yeah.
I wrote a paper.
Patient X.
And then the following week, the teacher brought it up again of like, this is a reminder, just because they don't present with all of these symptoms, like, it is sometimes better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and I think that huge testament to FixFit and working out. I mean, he didn't even have FixFit protocols. He just had snippets. Kickbacks for my glutes. Oh, should I go work on my glute? Okay. I'll tell my trainer I need to fire my glutes and my obliques. He didn't come to FixFit seminars or classes, and you know, he just got a standing desk, I remember, and I'm doing kickbacks at my standing desk.
Yeah. It's the simple FixFit. That was the thing that, okay, I'm going on 4 different sentences. That was the thing that stood out most for me at FixFit, is he's not like, it's not typical CrossFit where it's like, okay, we're doing all of this, we're doing all this. We literally stood there, held a pole, and did pistons for a few seconds. Yeah. And just doing that, I had no weights. We were doing hinges, we were doing kind of RDLs, but it was more lat centric.
Yeah.
But all of that, I had 5-pound dumbbells, and I shouldn't have drank coffee right before this. My squids. Darbells. Son of a bitch. Anyway, so I'm doing low weight, but it's because it was actually activating the right muscle. That was the thing that blew my mind. And that's the thing about FixFit. We didn't even do FixFit. You literally just told me on RDLs, activate your lat, activate your pecs.
Yeah.
Changed it, and it was a game changer. My
stability drills, and it's FixFit isn't a program. It's just a application drill, right? Like, you just try things and feel how your body should move. It's not necessarily, I need to do these RDLs 2 sets of 10, and you know, it's like, I'm going to apply a FixFit program to myself for my hips, but it's almost experimental. I would never recommend this to somebody. But if it works really good for me, I'm going to tell wrestler A, wrestler B, wrestler C, I want to try this. And maybe it could evolve the programming, but Mark is more like just figuring out those tiny muscles that aren't firing that can make a huge difference is huge. And instead of calling it prehab, you can almost call it like pre-op rehab.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that guy or that person,
Patient X,
he could just, you know, he did that. He just fired a giant glute max muscle, a giant oblique muscle, and his rehab post-op is going way faster than...
Yeah, he was in here like, what was it, 3 weeks after surgery?
Yeah.
He got a treatment. He still had staples? Yeah, he still had staples in. Stitches.
And happy. Much happier.
Much happier.
Yeah, I mean, not every case is going to go that way. A lot of people could go get that MRI, and it's like, I have arthritis of my lower L4, L5 level. I'm doomed. And it's like, please, like, just... I'm glad you have peace of mind that there's nothing grotesque happening.
Yeah.
But
then when
that's good news.
Also, whenever they don't get the answer, they're like, didn't show anything. Then they're at square one, and they're like, I just don't know why anything's wrong.
Our whole sciatic episode was that, just people wanting to label it, you know. I have
even our episode, the last time I was on here, they want that word. I have this, and then they can start to get better.
That's why people won't try FixFit or sign up for it for 3.5 years until, you know, because they think it's like some program that they have to go do. And like, I have to go Sunday and Wednesday now. It's like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You go to get the information on that Sunday and Wednesday, and then you go apply it to choose. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the next evolution of FixFit, and that's the episode I did want to do with Mark today, was just like a recap of where we're going with it, and probably just seminars. I mean, to see that Sunday turnout of all those people showing up, just getting them more information out there. Hands-on seminar just to feel it, and then just being like, go apply it.
Yeah.
Show up on these days if you want to.
Taking it to my gym. I'm working out with it. And even, I loved it because he was like, it can also work on hiking and it helps the sleds. He was like, this will help with running and hiking. And I was like, cool. I hike all the time and I run-ish now. So that I applied it to.
I tell my patients
I love it.
all the time, just squeeze your butt together the whole time you hike and see what happens when you come back.
Yeah.
And they're like, my ass is so sore. I'm like, how's your low back?
Mm-hmm.
How's your knee?
Mm-hmm. That was for me, the knee. I've never really had low back issues. My keels will get tight, but it was when I was about to go to Sedona, and I was like, my knee is really fucked, but I want to hike. And you're like, you need to just flex your butt. Just
flex your butt the whole time. You'll protect yourself from getting injured. You're not going to get stronger. Yeah, your keels will still get very tight.
Yeah, but that goes away after like a day.
Yeah.
But I wanted to also talk about, so last time I was on, we talked about surgery and how patients like, it's kind of, surgery has been sold as like, you wake up from surgery and you're 100% better. And they don't realize like you still have PT, you still have rehab, you're going to have weakness because you had weakness before the surgery. So I've always talked a lot of shit about the carpal tunnel surgery. And like, it's not effective. I have yet to see any patients have any relief with it.
It's true, I haven't.
So I have one.
Really?
She's an avid CrossFitter. And so CrossFit, I mean, all of this is blowing up, wrists and everything. So she had the surgery and I didn't even know she had the surgery because she's just doing so well. She has no weakness, nothing. And it's because she is an avid athlete.
I think carpal tunnel surgery oftentimes is not, just think of what it would take to actually warrant the surgery. How impinged that carpal tunnel needs to be on that nerve for it to actually give some relief.
Yeah.
When a lot of times it's just like the rotator cuff surgery that they stopped because they call it a scope, right? Like, we're just going in there to clean it up. So if you have a compressed carpal tunnel nerve and you're just cleaning scar tissue around it, theoretically everything's better, right? But if the imbalances of your forearm and your pec and your wrist extensors aren't working properly, and your bicep, like, then it's just going to come right back, right? So I've had a case where there's a lunch lady, the scooping.
Oh yeah.
And bilateral carpal tunnel, her and a coworker. Coworker got carpal tunnel surgery. This one, no relief. Carpal tunnel surgery on the right hand, no relief, and was out of work for a year, and probably isn't going back.
Yeah.
Like, career altering, right? First you miss a year, and now you're probably not coming back because you got no relief. We did Graston on this lunch lady's forearm and wrist extensor and wrist flexor side. Both sides. That's it. No FixFit. No. I was like encouraging bands with the lats on and your wrist extensors on. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
Dodged surgery for both, and I was like, you would have been a terrible candidate for it, friend, because all it was tightness around the nerve and imbalances, and we got rid of that.
That's what a lot of it is it's not, somebody out here who's doing the CrossFit, who's doing all this wrist work and everything. It's people who are stationary, sitting. It's the repetitive motion. Yeah. It's not that they're using it.
Now, will Graston and Acupuncture take care of, all of...
It'll keep you working.
It will, but it also depends on the mechanism, right? So, like, if we've had a patient that was like, I've been a clerk for 35 years and wrist and extension with bad ergonomics, it's like, yeah, maybe you do need that carpal tunnel scoped out, but it's like, it's still not going to fix the imbalance that caused it in the first place.
Yeah.
The worst patient I've ever seen, ever, was when I was an intern, and it was a woman that was working at the DMV for 30 years. She was retired. Oh. She worked with her neck rotated like this, sitting with her neck rotated to the left, and my precept doc was like, you want to see the worst x-ray I've ever seen in my life? And I was like, you've been in practice 30 years? Yes. It was nasty, right? It didn't look like a human.
Yeah.
And she was like, this lady sat like that for 30 years with her neck twisted. I'm like, how does she not like stroke out?
Yeah.
Her whole neck was fused. It was disgusting. Bone spurs.
Terrible.
Poor thing. But massage and adjustments.
Really?
With a activator or something like light mobilization.
See, that's what surprised me. I have some cases that I'm like, oh yeah, acupuncture, 4 appointments, you're gonna be golden, and then they just never respond. Or other patients where I'm like, acupuncture is not enough.
Yeah.
And it's like all they needed. It blows my mind how different
sometimes a light conservative. There's probably some placebo to it. She also was retired and not in that position anymore.
Yeah.
Some light conservative therapy probably helped her move a little bit better, but she also wasn't doing anything to worsen it anymore.
Yeah.
So she was just like, I just come get adjusted every week, and I get a massage once a month, and I've had no problem since.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
I've had a couple of patients recently. I haven't heard placebo, like patients bring up placebo in probably like 6-ish months. And then recently there are more, probably because they're newer patients, newer to acupuncture.
Yeah.
And each one of them, it's really awesome that they've said it themselves. I'm going off on a tangent. They said, I don't know if it's placebo or not, but I really don't care right now.
Who cares?
Yeah, I was like, I don't care if it's all in your head and this doesn't work. If you feel better, if you get a day or 2 of relief, it's worth it.
Done that with CBD, fish oils, BCAAs, caffeine, like
essential oils.
Do you think it's a placebo? Maybe. Stop doing it for a week and see what happens.
Yeah.
So if I stopped taking BCAAs for a week and I felt no change, it's probably not doing much to me. I stopped taking fish oils for a week. All of a sudden, you start getting like my skin started breaking out in weird places. I'm like, let me go back on a fish oil. Skin breakout goes away. It's like it's probably the oil's helping, right? CBD oil too. Like, let me stop for a week, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I feel a little more antsy now. Let me go back on it after And then caffeine, man, that was a huge one. 2 weeks in Ireland just drinking. Like, man, this thing, I don't feel like it's doing anything. Let me get a Starbucks. Maybe they have better, maybe they ship it from the States. It was not good either. 1 cup of coffee when I got back, I was like, whoa.
Singing.
Yeah, basically had no caffeine for 2 weeks. 1 cup when I got home. I was like, holy crap.
Good to take a break from it too. I've had it.
That's the hardest one ever.
Caffeine?
Yeah, but that I was telling you and Cassie about the Bang thing that I finally read, the Bang Energies.
Oh, God. Thank God you finally read it.
Well, it's just said that just think of how long it takes your body to process out the caffeine out of your system. So I always follow up my coffees with water to kind of flush out caffeine. But they were saying like midday Bang is 3 cups of caffeine. So your body technically, and freaking article said, if you have a caffeine at 3 p.m., I went, I have caffeine. I take lunch from 1 to 3. I was like, I have a Bang at 3:30.
That's my lunch Bang.
So if you have my lunch Bang, okay. If you have a Bang at 3 p.m., your body will not process it out with water, working out, food until 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
So he's like, you were not getting adequate sleep.
No.
That way. And I was like,
boo.
So maybe that's not helping the stress and the recovery rate of sleep. And I was like, blame it on stress, external stressors, right? Oh, got a lot going on. I'm traveling. I'm like, let me take Bang out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Well,
see what it does.
Glad you finally read it. We were all very scared for your poor little heart. It's
Yeah,
just
I
so
did get
crazy to me. Yeah, because you go and you amp up your heart, and then you do this workout which amps up your heart, and it's putting stress on your heart.
Stroke candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're high stress right now at least.
You can have 2 cups of coffee, but I'll drink a lot of water. Don't worry.
Thank you. No more bangs.
No more banging.
No more bang.
No more lunch bangs.
No more lunch bangs. We'll see.
We'll talk to Erica too.
God.
She's a fiend.
She's looking good, Erica.
Yeah. She has a high school reunion coming up or something.
She should.
High school sweetheart's gonna come after her.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? Oh, I had no kombucha for 2 weeks.
How are you feeling?
I don't know yet, because it was interesting that Europe's dairy, how it just sits out all the time.
Yeah. Do they pasteurize their dairy?
I don't know. What does that mean?
They go and it's like sanitizing the dairy.
I don't think so. Their cream is just always sitting out, and every time I poured it, I was like, I'm gonna be real upset at this situation. And I did not have an upset stomach once for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Irish cream butter on everything.
Yeah, that's why you should always buy Kerrygold.
Carbs. Don't feel like trash after.
Mm-mm.
Cheese.
The food here is terrible. There's so much lacking from our food here that even if you are eating healthy, you're only eating half as healthy as Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know we have
Tons
like
of vegan options out there. Ireland was huge on veganism. Yeah. Veganism.
Veganism?
There is vegan signs everywhere. Every single menu had vegan options. There
crazy.
is slaughterhouse billboards everywhere. Huge movement out there for it.
In Ireland.
Yeah, we had a couple
So
vegan meals
progressive.
because we were just like, okay, I'm tired of fish and chips and whatever, seafood. And like, I guess we'll get this vegan salad or whatever, and you'd be eating it like, Jesus, it's so good. It's so good. And I've had vegan meals out here, and I'm just like, what is this substitute crap?
It's like texturized protein. It's just like veganism like that is not healthy.
Why do we keep saying veganism?
I don't know.
That's not
You
a
said
word.
it once, and now it is.
I'm not going vegan by any means.
No, you can't.
There's no way. I've already had beef like 4 times since I've been back.
Well, I mean, gorillas are vegan. And they're huge. They're the hugest. Elephants, they're vegan. Rhinos, vegan.
Please, this is not going to be a nutrition podcast.
What even is this podcast? We've talked about, this is literally just, everybody is invited to how we are in our back office on a daily.
This is the back office session.
Yeah.
Been an hour and 10. We should wrap this up. I'm gonna go work out soon.
Hey, have fun.
Do you think our daughter's here?
No.
Sleeping in. Cassie, if you're listening, it's 10:52 and I have not heard you walk in through the door yet.
I heard she might be here.
I don't think so. I just heard the phone ringing a lot.
Yeah.
Call me out, Cassidy. This is why DJ said you're a lot like me. You don't work.
Aw.
Teach bad habits.
I know. Our daughter takes after you. Cassidy. We're
Sassy.
We're disappointed in you right now.
She missed me so much.
She missed you a little.
She misses the sass that I give.
Yeah, because I was too nice. I'm just a nice boss. It was weird without you here. The first week it was just kind of, because I was still busy, but even whenever I'm sitting in the back office,
yeah,
I had
whenever someone goes on vacations, it's good. You gotta take a break from each other but for 2 to 3 days it's fine, and then after a while you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah,
it's normal. I don't think I'll ever do 2 weeks again. I'd rather do like a week here and then a week somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
Yeah, it's good whenever you do Europe though to do longer days, but
yeah, I don't know about Europe again. Jesus.
You've got to go to Europe.
It was super nice, but man, not for a while. I mean, it's tough to say when you just get back. But man, you know what? Before I even left, I was like, Sedona sounds so nice.
Yeah.
Just a week of nothing.
That's why I go every April. It's the perfect weather.
It's one of the best places on this planet, man.
Yeah, I haven't been to all the places on the planet, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, and it's just so close.
Yeah.
5 hours drive?
Yeah.
5 to 6? It depends on how deep you go out there.
Somebody has a timeshare out there. I think Erica, I think maybe Ivan was thinking about buying something out there.
I know, we've thought about it too.
And he was like, yeah, we could just all have like an office retreat to Sedona. I was like,
get a timeshare out there instead?
Yeah.
See, the thing is with timeshares though, you get tempted to like trade that, you know? They'll approach you and be like, you want to go to Hawaii instead? And you're like, okay, I'll go to Hawaii for a week. And then you come back and you're like, well, I can't go to Sedona now until next year.
Yeah.
Like, I want to just kind of just drop whatever I'm doing and go whenever I want.
Yeah. Freedom.
But I heard the real estate out there is going up.
Also, Airbnb is more expensive than hotels now. When I went in April, I stayed at a hotel because it was cheaper than Airbnb.
Yeah.
And the Airbnbs weren't even in the heart of Sedona.
Yeah, the last time I did an Airbnb, it was expensive.
Yeah.
And then we just did flats and Airbnb style through like booking.com or whatever my travel agent did, and hotels were just by a landslide just so much better.
You have a travel agent?
Yeah.
I tagged him. Bougie.
I tagged him. You know, another shout out, Always Travel, my friend Corey does it. It's free. They don't charge anything.
Oh.
They get paid through the travel agency's booking or whatever.
Nice.
I was like, next time I go to New York, like I could just tell you, like I need to go fly into Boston and I'm going to visit my sister-in-law in Rhode Island. He'd be like, okay, yeah, I can book your flights for you. Book your hotels for you.
What I want is like a travel agent, but for camping. Like show me the good camping spots. Wow,
I wonder if you could do that.
Right?
As long as he could book it through booking.com or whatever his site is. But he's like, he just goes, what days, what time, and what's your budget. That's it.
Yeah.
And he sent like 3 options, and I just picked option A, B, or C. It's great.
I love it.
Yeah,
You know,
hotels
like,
are so much freaking better.
if
Plus, I
somebody
needed to
cleans
do
for
laundry
you-
once. I just brought the laundry down, like €12 for this bag. I'm like, okay.
You can do laundry at a hotel?
I had to figure this out. I was
Yeah.
gonna go to a laundromat out there.
Royal. God. that
Just
was
like, here's a
good
bag of
vacation.
my dirty chonies.
Lo
Here's
siento.
€12.
This podcast was about almost nothing.
No one's listening right now at this point.
Yeah.
Except JP.
Hey,
Hi, JP. Hope
hey,
your knee's
Mom.
doing better. Or hip, knee.
Knee.
Yeah, knee. Hope your knees are doing good.
She's in Pennsylvania right now.
She'll listen in the next week or 2.
My whole family will be listening.
Hi,
And
Grandma.
All 4 views will be my family.
Oh.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. I came back on. This one's a little less informational, just more like back office. This is what it's like to work with us, just in the back
We're not
office.
hiring.
We're not hiring. Please no. I know everybody wants to work with us, but I know it's hot shit around here.
All right. Thanks for coming, Brittany of Open Channel Acupuncture.
Yes.
Brittany P, the LAC. I'll tag you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you gotta turn those off now.
Okay. You ready? You ready? Take this off.
You hit stop on mine.
Yeah.